This is George with Melnick's Automotive. I'm working on a 2011 Toyota Sienna. It's one of the common issues these vehicles have. A customer brought it in because the seat doesn't move back and forth. As you could see, I hear a click, but the seat doesn't move at all. But if I try to recline it, you could see the reclining motion works perfectly fine. So right away, we could rule out the fuse issue, so you don't even have to go through fuses and stuff like that. And I'm also going to rule out the wiring issue because it worked perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, I could hear the switch trying to engage, the switch engaging, but it's not moving at all. I'm going to show you what will be the quickest and the cheapest way to fix it. If you're going to try to buy a motor, and you could easily test which motor it is. I'm going to show you which one responsible for sliding the seat back and forth. But when you could, since I'm holding my camera with one hand, but you could engage the switch and you could put hand on the motor, and you're gonna feel if the motor moves or not. You're gonna feel a movement inside the motor. Like right now I'm doing this, I could feel that inside the motor that it's moving. The one that's responsible for sliding the seat back and forth, it's the one that's underneath the seat, and it's located right above the seat. It's below, it's underneath the seat, but it's right above the track. And we're looking at it right now. This is the motor. So if you're gonna try to purchase this motor alone, a lot of times it's gonna be more than you could buy a used seat. So I was able to call LKQ. It's a company that's nationwide, and I was able to get a seat for less than 100 bucks. And I have all the motors, and I got the track. So if you have a track that's screwed up, you get it all. So this motor right here, this is the motor that we're talking about, that's responsible for the sliding of a seat. Even if you have a track issue, a lot of these have track issue, you have yourself a track. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to remove that motor. So as you can see, I went ahead and flipped the seat over, and like I said, you could replace the whole entire track, or what you could do, as you can see, there's a screw right here, and there's one on the bottom underneath that plug right there. I flipped it over, and this motor just slides right out. It slides right out. It looks just like that. Okay, that would be the quickest way to do it. And the thing of it is, what I did here, I just lifted the seat, and that's the motor right there. I'm going to use a screwdriver. I'm going to go underneath here, and I'm going to remove, it's very hard for me to videotape doing this, but I'm going to remove that screw and this screw. I'm going to just take the motor, and I'm going to pull the motor out. And then what I could do with all the parts that left over from the other seat, I can throw this on eBay. This is a switch. It's an extra switch because my original switch is here. I could sell this on eBay for about 60 bucks, 70 bucks. I can sell an airbag that's inside this seat, because obviously there's an airbag. I could get probably 160 bucks for the airbag. I could sell the headrest, which is right here. I already took it off, for another 75 bucks. And I could also sell the armrest. So I will actually get all my money back, even more than I spend on this job. And then I'll also be able to sell all these motors right here. There's a motor right here. There's another motor inside, and the one that I use. So this is gonna be a pure profit for me once I'm done with it. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna take my screwdriver. I'm going to take this other motor out, do a swap. It looks just like this. And as you can see, all these motors are pretty much identical, except look at it. It's identical motor. So I could, technically speaking, use this motor to raise the seat up and down or recline it. And there's another motor. So I have some motors that are extra, and I'm gonna throw those on eBay. So that would be the easiest way. I'm gonna replace it in a second and show you the results. So what I did, I went from the back seat. I actually raised it up so it gave me some room to work. I went right from the back, and you could see it's very easy to get to. That's the screw right there. I already unscrewed those. All I have to do is stick my hand and pull it out. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna stick my hand right from the back. And this is my motor. As you can see, I'm getting this motor and I'm just pulling it out. Side to side. You can see that's the motor I just pulled out. Now I'm gonna put this motor back in. I'm sure you could buy this, but this is an OEM part that I'm installing. And I have 2 more, so I could warranty this job. And it's a lot cheaper than trying to buy the whole entire thing. So I just take it, slide it in, and now I need to put the screws back in. And it's very easy. I got a screwdriver right in my hand. It's just really hard to get camera in there, but it takes, as you can see right there, it's very difficult. So I gotta screw it in, plug it back in, and we're done. And I didn't have to replace the whole entire track, and I could even still sell a track to somebody that's in need, because a lot of times if the car's in an accident or something, it bends the track. And there's one screw in the bottom that I'm turning, trying to put it back in. So my new motor is installed right there. I reconnected my wiring. Now let's look at my seat. You can see the seat is moving perfectly fine. All I have to do is just reassemble the seat, all the plastics, and be done. So I was able to actually do this job in about 5 minutes, if that, if I didn't have to videotape myself. But I have 2 more motors that I could use, because these motors are pretty much universal. They're all the same. And this is the one that failed. And it's very common, because I know a lot of shops will actually have you replace the track. If you have a motor that went out, I would just buy the motor or buy the used seat. It's a lot cheaper, and you get an OEM part, not aftermarket, because these solenoids, you could buy an aftermarket online. I just checked, but they do burn up really quickly. You have to do it again. So that's it for this video. This was George with Melnick's Automotive. Thanks for watching.